We just doubled.
Yes, buddy.
Yes. Yeah, buddy. We just doubled up here.
Here it is, Missouri's opening day.
Well, that worked out pretty good. Bingo.
Man, that was awesome.
Welcome to another episode of Turkey Season 23 right here on DoD TV. Today, we're heading to Missouri for an opening day bonanza. We're heading with Terry first. He's got a monster hook bird in mind, and then Scott and I are heading out to the lease, and we got a little redemption on our mind. Last but not least, we're gonna jump in with Forrest Bonin and see if he can notch his Missouri tag as well. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode. It was created for you. This episode of DoD TV is brought to you by Hunter Specialties, serious hunting tools.
Here it is, Missouri's opening day. We've got winter weather upon us. I know up in Des Moines where Mark lives, he's had snow all day yesterday, so I'm sure they're battling some inclement weather as well. We've got a westerly wind flow, but I think the lowest speed is like 15 to 17 mile an hour. It's supposed to be gusting up to 25 today, 30 mile an hour. So it's not exactly the optimal conditions as far as turkey hunting is concerned, but you know what? It's turkey season, it's opening day, we're gonna give it a try.
Odds of seeing a single cardinal in the middle of this clover. We had a cardinal the other day over in Illinois, one cardinal by itself, and it just happened to be an omen. We kind of think it's our pop telling us, hey, dummy, look here. Well, that worked out pretty good. Bingo. Been sitting here quite a while this morning, and he wasn't roosted all that far up on the ridge, maybe 150, 160 yards, something like that. And I called pretty hard at him, got a mouth call and a friction call. Used both and called and called and called. This time of year, they've been with the hens and they've been breeding. And when it's cold like this and it's a little bit out of the ordinary, sometimes you just absolutely got to pound them. And I did that for a pretty good while. And then all the hens finally came in. There's 5 or 6 hens. Well, it just took him a little while. He finally came with him here. It worked out really good. First bird with this NWTF edition, this 20 gauge, absolutely glorious gun by Winchester, shooting number 6s through it with a little loophole on top of it, but turned out pretty doggone good. Couldn't be happier. Opening morning here in Missouri. So bingo, we'll have to let Brother Mark know, and Matt.
Well, what a beautiful morning we've had here. It's cold. You know, I think it was real close to 32, 33 degrees this morning. Had some pretty brisk winds. I think the lowest wind speed this morning was 15, 17 mile an hour, something like that. And finally the hens started to come in, and we were sitting here talking, going, man, I'm shocked they're in a gobbler with these hens. And then Forrest thought he heard him spitting and drumming back here. It took him a little bit, but kind of the sign of an old turkey. He just didn't come charging in. He just took his time and followed them right in here into this beautiful biologic, non-typical clover field. They were pecking and scratching around here. You know, we got the decoys out, got the Avian-X decoys out, so they all worked into the position just the way they were supposed to. Shooting a brand new, this is the first thing I've ever shot with this Winchester NWTF 50th anniversary edition. Couldn't be happier. This gun is absolutely phenomenal. A little 20 gauge, which he's at a point blank distance there, so we didn't need to reach out and touch him, but man, it couldn't have worked out any better. I love shooting these little 20 gauges, and the rest is history, as they say. So now we're gonna go back and get that big old fat greasy breakfast.
It's waiting. French toast, bacon, eggs.
Happy opening day of the Missouri turkey season. It was a glorious morning. Oh wait, I'm taking the kids to school. Then I'm going home. My buddy Doug already doubled this morning out the lease, so I'm heading out there. Hopefully there's a couple of Longbeards left. Pulling in here, and the plan was to park here at the shack and tip over and strike a few times, see if we hear any gobbling. Well, I saw 3 or 4 turkeys in the field over by the timber edge, and so we ducked in here real quick. They didn't fly off or anything, they just kind of walked off. So our plan is to jump on the left side of the ditch here and sneak in and try to get in position, maybe make a few calls, try to maybe get in front of them, make a few calls, and go from there. Alright, we got settled in here. We put out the Avian-X Jake and feeder in. This blind was sitting here from youth season, so we decided to just set up in it. And if they do like they normally do, they should just kind of naturally cut across this field at some point. So you could run a gun, or you could sit and wait. Sitting and waiting is not as exciting, but we have a pretty good chance of seeing one this way. So we're gonna give this a shot for a little bit and see what can happen. Looks like Terry was in on a real man this morning. Look at this person on that sucker. Nice. Opening day gobbler. Beautiful. 26.6 pounds. Scott thought it was right there, so I'm gonna make a call here and just see if we can get him to fire up one more time. Sounds like they're coming. Yeah, they're right there. Okay. Right here. out front, maybe. Hold on. I just nailed it to separate. The one on the right. No, that thing. I'm ready with it. There's two on the right. Watch them. I know. The one on the far right. Right? Yep, kill it. Set the gun up, grab the camera. Set the gun up, grab the camera. I'm on the far right. Which one? Hang on, right there. Far right. No, no, straight up. Okay. Wait. I don't want to take two. Left one. Okay. Oh man, we just doubled. Yes, buddy. Heck yeah, give me that camera back. Yes. Yeah, buddy. We just doubled up here. There's two still out here. Here, it's coming back. It's gonna vlog this one. All right, see if you can get him to gobble. Double, baby, double. Yeah, buddy. The daily double. Long time coming for that one for us. 4 birds off this farm this morning. Doug and his wife Kate, who's 9 months pregnant, they doubled first thing this morning. Scott and I couldn't come out here right out of the gate because I had to take the kids to school. So I dropped them off at 7. We just doubled, Scott and I. The landowner and his wife doubled. And I'm hopeful that there's a couple more Longbeards here. We just got a reconic cell picture of one in the back corner. I'm hopeful that we could take Cameron out here and still get one for him. That's really what I want. Let's go check him out. Oh, this feels so good.
Yeah.
All right, we got a daily double. We had a late start this morning, had to drop the kids off at school first, and so we only got out about 8:30, 8:45, and historically this is a spot where we've had a lot of luck. In mid-morning the turkeys like to come back on this ridge and do a little bit of strutting, so we snuck down this backside of this edge, and we had a hawk blind sitting out from when we had Cameron out here for youth season. So we just set the Avian-X decoys out and jumped in that blind, and I started using that box call from HS and just kept calling and calling. Yesterday Dad texted me, he said, hey, if they're by themselves, they don't have any hens in this kind of weather, he said just keep calling. And I think this was a little bit of payback from last year. We had a problem with some jakes last year. There was about 8 jakes out here that kept running off these 2 Longbeards we were after, and we said, well, next year should be great because we'll have a couple 2-year-olds to chase. They were spitting and drumming, they come into the decoys. We had to kind of wait until they split up to get a shot, and I shot, and then Scott had the 12 gauge. I had a brand new 20 gauge from Winchester. He had a 12 gauge that I lent him, and so he picked his gun up. I grabbed the camera, and you had to wait.
Was it in focus this time?
Well,
we're gonna find out.
We'll see.
But regardless, man, that was just such a fun moment there in the woods, watching these gobblers work the decoys. You know, I couldn't thank you more for having me along for this trip, man. It's fun stuff right here.
This was awesome. We needed a win. We've been struggling out here at this lease, deer season, turkey season. Last year, 2022, was a horrible year for us all around, deer season, turkey season. So we're starting off with a bang here in 23, and I think we're gonna have good things coming our way this year.
We're pointed in the right direction. So
Terry, he had a bingo off the bat this morning, so we had a pretty good little morning to start out the Missouri opener.
Heck yeah, I'll take it.
Now all we gotta do is get Cameron on a bird, so hopefully this weekend we can take him out. All right, man, congrats.
Awesome, you too, buddy.
Boom, boom.
Turkey season is here and DeerCast has you covered. Use maps to mark your hunting spots, roost trees, strut zones, and more. And prep for your hunts with our advanced weather tracking and wind tools. Prep, predict, and pursue with DeerCast.
Well, here we go. Second morning of Missouri turkey season here. We killed a big old gobbler there yesterday morning. Had a really good hunt. Terry was able to kill his first bird of the season. Big old long spread turkey. So we're going in here today. We're up at a new piece. This is going to be our first time hunting it. So we're kind of going to go off listen a few times before the season. There's been a few birds. There's a couple food plots in here, and there's been some birds roosted around the edge of them. So hopefully with a little luck we'll go in there this morning and be able to put the Winchester to work. So we're going to see what happens. It's always exciting to hunt a new piece of dirt.
Yeah, exciting for you. You're hunting. Dude. God, that cracked me up. My humor's off the charts.
Turkeys are honestly gobbled good this morning. This one bird came from a long ways. He just came in and he just wouldn't come into the decoys. He was acting like he was scared of the jake. So he gobbled. He got down here and was gobbling. So we made a loop around. There's another bird coming up towards this field too. So we swallowed this single hand decoy. We're gonna climb up in the blind here and see if we can't get one of them in here.
Oh, yeah. What do you got to say for yourself, mister?
We outsmarted ourselves. We thought we'd loop around on him. So we got one end decoy came around here, and now he's going right to our jake decoy in the field that we didn't take down.
Once he sees us in. That's why that other one walked off. He's right behind it. There. You good? Yep. Man, that was awesome. We had a turkey all morning. We messed with him. He came a long ways, and he came down. He got right behind this blind out here. So we made him move around. We thought we were gonna outsmart him. He ended up in our decoys. He's up there starting out. We could hear him beating up on the Jake decoy, that Avian, and had this single hen we had pulled here. And then we're sitting here, and all of a sudden this bird kind of broke, and he started coming through the timber a little bit. And all of a sudden I glance out, there's another gobbler coming up the road here, and he worked in. Man, that was pretty watching him come down that road in that clover. Worked in. Winchester 20 gauge pump did its job, and we came in, we snuck around, climbed up in this blind, and luckily the landowner were leasing this for him, and he's gracious enough to let us use these box blinds that he's got on the farm here. So we climbed up in their box blind, and it ended up working out perfect. I mean, beautiful clover field in front, and that gobbler came strutting all the way up through there, and just worked out really perfect. So thank you to him for letting us use these blinds. It worked out absolutely awesome. He's down right there in the clover, and we've been up in 2 days, and we're tagged out for the first week, so that's pretty awesome. Beautiful, beautiful. Watching him strut through that sun, that was gorgeous.
Well, as you can see, he had an absolutely glorious end to this Missouri morning. This is a bird that this morning he was a little bit cautious. He came in, he finally worked his way in and just kind of skirted around us. He was gobbling pretty good and got down in the timber behind us, so we decided to get up, let him work off a little ways, made him move around, and got set up on the edge of this big clover field here. And sure enough, he started gobbling down there in the timber, and he came out, and it was absolutely glorious watching him come down that road through the clover, strutting there, sun shining on him, just doesn't get any better. Had a single hen decoy out, that HDR feeder hen, just kind of pecking around in this clover, and he came up, saw her, and just was on an absolute string right for her, and got within shotgun range, put the Winchester 20 gauge SXP to work, and it absolutely did a number on him. So doesn't get any better than this here in northern Missouri.
We're adding new videos every week, so make sure to click that subscribe button and check out all of our amazing content. This segment of DoD TV is brought to you by Avian-X Turkey Decoys. Fuel the madness.